What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is going to be the night Osama Bin Laden was killed, May 1st, 2011. Now for me personally, I would have been 12, maybe 11. Yeah, I'd have been 11 at the time. So I'd have been 11 years old. So I do remember it being on the news. I do remember talk about it. But actually the full effects of it, like when 9/11 happened, I was only 2 years old. Obviously I didn't know much about it. When I was 11, you know a little bit more about it. You don't know too much about it. Luckily, in recent years, I've been able to research it, and it's obviously such a tragic event, horrible to see. And yeah, my condolences go out to anyone affected in that. We've done a reaction to The Untold Tale, and that's an amazing story of how everyone unites. And I think it was just a case of everyone united in that day, which was something special to come out of such a disastrous and awful event. But this moment is potentially very, very special and happy moment for a lot of people when you could say they've got revenge or taken out the guy who caused so much pain, who was behind causing so much pain, so much hurt and so much anger in the world for millions and thousands of millions basically. I know this one may be sensitive, so I understand if you don't want to watch it, but I think, again, I don't really know your guys' take on it, but is this more of a celebration? Let's be truthful. 2001 9/11 was an absolute disaster. It affected so many people. It was awful. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like I said, if you want to switch off, I completely understand that. There's more important things than you guys watching this video if it's going to affect you. Now that being said, I'm keen to learn about this because I was only 11. Let's get straight into it. Hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button as well. And yeah, let's see what happened on the night Osama Bin Laden was killed.
We had a division rivalry between the Mets and the Phillies. The ballpark was full. It was a really lively atmosphere, but you know, at the time I just thought I was sitting down to do a regular baseball game.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And I don't know how to describe that when you don't know what's going on, but you know it's special.
The afternoon was spent on pins and needles.
Wow, I mean, hopefully I won't pause too much. But again, I just want to touch on that. Again, this is something which only Barack Obama and his close people, the military, will have known about, I imagine. I don't think it would have been broadcast anyway because that would have ruined the operation. They're on pins and needles because they know what's about to go down. They're praying it goes down successfully. They get the job done. I mean, you got thousands and thousands, well, millions of people all around the world, especially in America, watching sports. It's a regular day. This is 10 years on. So you're not really thinking about it. I don't think it was on the news before or anything. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. You're not thinking about it. It is just a regular day. And for the players on the pitch, once they get the noise in the stands, they may have not. It sounds like they didn't get the news. There's so much jubilation, I imagine, so much happiness, so much. We've finally done it. A little bit of satisfaction and revenge, I guess. And the players can just feel this energy, but they don't know why. And that must have been a freaky but so amazing moment as well. Just being able to feel the energy. And that potentially would have helped them play better. Not knowing the occasion, but just feeling that shift in atmosphere must have been absolutely buzzing as well.
I wasn't watching sports that night.
I'm not surprised.
Another packed house here at Citizens Bank Park, and an awfully nice night for a ball game here in Philadelphia. The New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies, Sunday night baseball.
Sorry to pause again. 8:10 p.m. Is that not a late time to start a baseball game? That's going to go on into the early hours of the morning, is it not? Let me know in the comments.
You know, it's always a rivalry when a New York team and a Philadelphia team get together.
I think for the most part we respected one another, but I think certainly we didn't like each other.
Oh, it's a big rivalry.
Red and white pinstripes. I couldn't stand orange, black, and blue. I just couldn't.
The Mets-Phillies rivalry, it's based on proximity. There's a little bit of a big brother, little brother issue going on, I think.
It's always extra special, obviously. That rivalry was always electric atmosphere.
Even in our production meeting prior to, I remember someone making the point that this is the only show in town. And by that, I mean really the only major sporting event going on across the country. And that's not often
Eyes
the case.
on that. Ooh, the Mets winning as well.
the swing and a foul tip held by Paulino. Lee strikes out. 1 down.
Okay.
Watching the game, we have monitors here, watching Twitter on the laptop, and the White House reporters that I follow. They started talking back and forth about the president has called a news conference.
Our news editor, Claire Smith, passed a note along at some point to me, POTUS news conference tonight. To me, honestly, you know, I'm locked in on what's going on in the field. I'm not even factoring in what this could mean.
And Young struck.
Again, why would you? If there's been no alarm, no hint it potentially could be happening, no hint there's a bit of a trace, why would you? It's 10 years on, you're at a baseball game, again, it's the biggest night in town, you focus on that, like, there's no way you could have perceived what was about to come. I completely get that.
Strikes him out as the Phillies leave the bases loaded here in the 7th inning.
An hour later, okay.
It was a one-run ball game. The tying run was on base, and Ryan Howard's coming up. But all of a sudden, you become aware of something else.
I looked down at my phone, and I got a text from a buddy who always watched games, and he said, they got Bin Laden.
Bobby nudged me with his elbow and showed me his phone. You know, this isn't in the play-by-play handbook. They don't tell you how to deal with this one.
There were rumors that Osama Bin Laden had been, the United States had got him, and that they'd killed him.
Tom Archer, our producer, right away said, we're trying to corroborate it. Don't say anything yet. We're preparing a statement. So you try to put it out of your mind for a second, and you keep calling the game.
They've only got 2 hits in this game. They've got
third
3
one
hits
now.
in this game. Mayberry
And they've
getting
got
the
score.
lead. The throw from Bay.
Oh,
Not in
nice.
time,
Fair play.
And the Phillies have tied it.
When we understood what was happening and that this was less a rumor and more fact, we said we're going to bring the announcers on camera at the end of the 8th inning.
Ground ball to second. Inning over. Some breaking news for those of you who have been with us on the ball game. ABC News is reporting that Osama Bin Laden has been killed, and a presidential news conference is upcoming momentarily.
I think thereafter, we had our eyes open for when that bit of news was going to find its way into the 40,000 plus people who were at Citizens Bank Park.
Definitely, man. So towards the end of the ball game as well, it's a tied game, close.
At the very beginning of the 9th inning, my now wife, fiance at the time, just happened to be on her phone, I guess. It wasn't the most entertaining game for her.
On CNN, an article popped up about, it's not confirmed yet, but it looks like Bin Laden has been killed. And then, I turned to my fiance and said, hey, look at this is something.
My friend next to me, she suddenly lets out a, oh my God, we killed Bin Laden. After that, everything changed.
Oh, wow, man.
Got a chant of USA as the news goes through the crowd.
There were 2 events going on at once. One was a baseball game, and one is a hugely significant world event, which people, one by one, are finding out about around the ballpark.
Wow, man.
Once the word started to leak out, we were told to find people sharing cell phone information with people beside them, find people that were excited, jumping up and down. That night, it was pretty easy to find good shots.
And that's when I decided to pull out my phone. It just kind of struck me as this is like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of moment.
There's no place in the world right now where there are more Americans gathered than in that ballpark. And they were all experiencing this rush of emotion simultaneously and spontaneously. The players, of course, had no idea what was going on.
Again, like we said before, just feeling my energy, you're at a ball game. I imagine this rarely happens. Everyone just stood up, whether you support the Phillies, whether you support the Nets, just chanting USA. Everyone then celebrating, everyone's always emotion released. And you're at the end of a ball game, you're probably a little bit tired. It's a tied, close game. It's meant to be a huge rivalry. How are you actually taking this? It must be a special moment for them as well. But they must be a bit confused, trying to figure out what's going on. Like, what an experience for them, man.
Very rarely do you hear USA chants break out, you know, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just a bit of a state of confusion. Then you get locked in for your bag.
And I'm thinking, what national team's playing and who they playing and who they beat?
Was there a soccer game going on? I thought maybe there was a hockey game going on. I was confused, and it kind of took me off of what I was doing.
Just missed outside of the knees. And a base runner for the Mets here in the 9th inning at a 1-1 tie.
Again, confusing players. Might be a quite good strategy to randomly do it if you wanted to get the other team to play bad, because obviously it's affecting them, because again, they're confused. They don't get it. There's all this energy, all this atmosphere out of nowhere.
Wright is running and steals it. Let's go down to field level with Wendy Nix. Wendy?
Well, Dan, you're exactly right. As word begins to filter through the ballpark about Osama Bin Laden, the players, at least in the Phillies dugout, are clearly unaware. They don't have the same devices that we have. I was directly adjacent to the Phillies dugout. They're looking at me, you know, and they're looking at each other, and they're looking at their manager. And the obvious question, do you know what's going on?
And here comes the USA chant again.
Wow, man.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And you're in an out, but you're in an in. You're a part of it, but part of what?
Jason Bay is going to be the batter.
I got no idea what's going on, and I'm Canadian, and I'm thinking, I've been called a lot of things, especially in Philly, but you know, the USA thing, they're trying to get under my skin.
2 on, 2 out. Bay the batter, tied at 1
wow,
in the 9th inning. In the air to center field. Inning over.
Everybody's coming into the dugout, and we're all kind of looking at each other, and you know, obviously the chants are still going, and we're sitting there going, okay, what's happened here? And the trainer kind of breaks the news to all of us.
That's kind of how it spreads, is by that word of mouth. Obviously, you know, no question, the baseball game becomes secondary to,
definitely, yeah,
you know, the news and the president, you know, addressing the country, you know, a few minutes after that.
The White House has just announced that the president will address the nation about 1 minute from now.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama Bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. What we remembered right away
man.
was the chants that we started hearing outside the White House. And you know, my working assumption is that if people had gathered that quickly outside of the White House, chanting USA, USA, that across the country, the same thing was taking place.
Definitely, man.
And that's a strike away from victory.
Damn, by the way, going to literally 1 a.m., that is mental, bro. That is a late. The Mets are winning, bottom of 40th, but still, man, again, like I said, it's 42nd at this point. It's miles down the list.
Got him. The breaking ball to get him Mayberry, and
game
finally,
over. Mets win,
the New
fair
York
play.
Mets hang on to beat the Phillies 2-1 tonight.
Here we are, a team from New York, a team from Philadelphia, rivals, playing one another, trying to knock each other's teeth out, but the game isn't that significant anymore.
Exactly,
It's weird, just being able to high-five and hug Phillies fans and have that common ground. Fans you're supposed to be enemies with. All of a sudden, it became a moment of celebration, a moment of pride.
For one night, You know, it wasn't Philadelphia, New York, it was the United States of America coming together. That's something special.
Definitely, man. Wow. Let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comments. Let me know where you were on this night. Were you celebrating? Were you out chanting? Or was it just a peaceful thing? Did you even find out that night? I imagine you did, because it seems like it was absolutely everywhere. Like I said, I was only 11 years old. Maybe. Yeah, I think I'd have been 11 years old at this point. So I never really noticed it as much. I heard about it. I didn't realise how big of a deal it was, again, because of my age. And I'd known it was a big deal, but, you know, it's hard to comprehend at that age, understand what really happened when you don't know too much about 9/11 as well, because we were 2 years old when it happened. Obviously, I know that all now. And wow, what a special moment, what a special day for everyone in the United States and all over the world, because it wasn't just them who got affected. I know it mainly affected you guys, but it definitely affected the whole world as well. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. Let me know what else you want me to react to. And again, I hope I've been respectful to you guys in this reaction. I'm always a bit, am I going to do this one? Am I not? Because as I really enjoy it, I'm going to watch it if I do it or not. But I just don't want to be disrespectful to you guys. So hopefully it's been respectful. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and have a fantastic day. Peace.